Hey, good morning, guys. The inspector back with you, which seems to be a long time that we've had. Last time I had a video, but I didn't really speak. I was just signaling. Early morning shave. Now, that was a head shave, I believe. But today, yeah, we're going to do both a head shave and a face shave. Face shave first, with some products that some of you might know about, some of you may not. Well, first, let's do this is sort of mostly an American themed shave here. Our razor company, Unbreakable, red, white, and blue lather bowl. We're gonna go with, you might not have heard of this artisan called Mistic Brush. Mistic with an I on Etsy. This is a beautiful, look, it's like almost like a cashmere knot, very thick at the bottom. It's short loft, but so you're gonna get a little bit of backbone, but not overly stiff. Look at it, it's just beautiful. Okay, Mistic Brush, check them out. We're gonna go with a cream, and Peter Sharkalis, A&E, Ariana and Evans, he's one of probably the only one that I know of who's doing tubed artisan creams right now. There may be more. If you guys know, just put it in the comments, because I need, I'd like to learn new stuff. But back in the day, we're talking about, it's about 2016 or so, Fine came out with their creams. This one happens to be American Blend, which I like. It's barbershop scent. A real shame that they stopped. In my opinion, they've done a lot of things that I don't understand. And this was one of them. Okay, they stopped making the tube creams. The other is they jacked their prices up. It's for a regular bottle of aftershave, it's now $34. It used to be back in the day like 2015, 14, 15, like $16. Now I know inflation, all that stuff, but guys, we're talking about double, almost double, at least, I guess, from where they started. Yeah, not in proportion, in my opinion, but that's just me. Okay, but I love this cream. So, I've used a good portion of it, and it's effortless, and it's slick, and it's all that great stuff. So we're going to be using this for the razor. First time viewer Jeff Hobson likes this razor, so enabler that he is, I got one from, I think it was AliExpress, I believe. And this is a single edge gem. I have a first use gem blade that they included to Comfy brand, and their brand looks very similar to the Shield. I don't know what happened to Shield, but maybe they merged or something. I don't know, but this is under the Comfy brand name. So we'll see how this does. Yeah, it looks good, and yeah. All right, so first things first, yes, we washed out our face and our head. We'll wet that once again before shaving. I'm gonna put some cream in the bowl here. So we're gonna have enough for a head shave and face shave. All right. I'm gonna show you how much I'm using right now. And see that? Hopefully that should be it. We can always add more, but this is, you can't get this anymore. So, unobtainium stuff that we're just gonna keep using until it's gone, okay? Let's wet the face here. So I have about, good 3 days growth on here. And being synthetic, we'll just wet this up. We'll shake it, lightly wring it, and we'll start making our lather and see how much water this takes. Everyone is different, be it soap or cream. And You just have to dial it in little by little. Yeah. Speaking about fine, with their aftershaves, not that they raised the prices, but in my opinion, they watered the product down. I know a couple of guys that felt the same way at the time when they did that. They raised the prices and the quality just didn't last as long. They're just saying, I mean, and fine used to be right up there with, almost there with PAA as far as their, just speaking of their aftershaves. But now, you know, you're better off for the money just getting the PAA. And they still make, yeah, they make American Blend and aftershave, but you're better off going with the CAD, in my opinion, a better value. You know, $26.34, you know? So, anyhow, my opinion. All right, so we got it going here. Let's see what kind of lather we can build. So, yeah, plenty in the brush. So let's take it to the face here. I start by painting it on. Oh, lather flying. And then we'll work it in. This has decent backbone, which is nice. It's a good blend of backbone and softness. You know, you can use this. Brushes have backbone, like this does. Get you, takes up a little more soap if you're lathering on the puck. I don't do that, as you guys know, unless it's triple milled. But, so, I'm just gonna work it in. Okay, there we go. That's pretty nice. That's good. All right. So I will wet the blade, heat it up, and we'll see how this does. Now, as far as aluminum goes, don't over tighten, guys. No need to, just snug. Yes, you can use the O-ring, the washer. If you guys tend to do that, that would help, yes. I don't really need it because I don't really tighten hard. You know, softer metal, over time you could strip if you over tighten. I don't have that issue, so, but you know, those little washers there, you gotta watch out for them. They're all over the place, you know. You can buy them in packs of whatever. So losing one or two ain't a big deal, you know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. First pass with the grain. And I'm using like a regular 30-degree angle to start. Now, granted, this is not a Persona gem to my knowledge. I don't know what brand it is. It looks like it, but it's unbranded. It doesn't say so. Keep that in mind. Usually I don't use what's supplied with the razor, but in this case, yeah. And yeah, it does a nice job. And now it does feel to me, and it could be the blade, it feels a little on the aggressive side for me. So, you know what? What I'm gonna do now, I usually don't, but I want to see what the difference is, all right? Because I'm curious, you know how I am, guys. That's part of what an inspector does. He's curious wants to find out stuff. So, all right, let me get, let's see if I can get a razor, a blade here. And why can't I find one? Huh. I should have had it at the ready, huh? This is amazing. Where did it go? All right. You know what, guys? Next shave, we'll investigate more. All right? Next shave. I didn't think of I don't want to stop the camera and get it going, whatever. So we'll see how this does on the second pass. Could be the blade, I'm sure it is. It just feels a little bit grabby. I don't think it's the razor. I really don't. Yeah. Yeah, it's feeling rough for me, you know? Just so you say to yourself, Inspector, what are you gonna do now? All right, guys. So this is what I'm gonna do. All right. I will next shave. I'll try to get the secondary blade, or a real gem that I know I should have done that from the start. But you know what? You find out things. So, all right. So what are we gonna do next? All right. Plan B. All right. We're gonna go with the fireman proof. 343, 9/11, firefighters lost. So I bought this. Portion goes to benefit them. Proceeds. So we're gonna put a double edge, a half a DE blade in here, and let's see what I have. I think we have a proof here, and this is a Gillette Lab Blue. So we'll just put that in there. Snaps so easy. All right. So here we go. Plan B, guys. I just got this past week. So yeah, that's a whole lot better. It just felt to me like it was a little rough. And that was definitely a blade issue, not a razor issue. So no ding against the razor, but this is, how many proofs have I bought? 6, 7 in different variations. I mean, yeah, I'm a fiend. I'm a fiend. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, everything is on the fly, guys. It's okay. I like to keep conditioning my skin while I'm shaving too. That's just me. I'll refresh this. And this is like mostly all the other proofs. Similar to, yes, ridges. It's a benchmark. Proof benchmark. So I love this razor because if you're coming from carts, you know, listen, we're not producing undue waste. If you're doing the cart thing, this is such a great introduction to traditional wet shaving. It really is. All right. Just rinse it out a little bit more often. And this is nice. All right. This is cool. I love the red. They have many different proof razors, you know, benchmark type that they've changed the color of the handle on, you know. There's a good number of them, but you know, I have the Lockhart's version, the Origin version, you know, the Subi version, this one. This razor, you know, makes an awesome gift. There's no real learning curve, guys. If you're coming from a cart, there just isn't. Now you may say, well, it's not efficient enough. For me, it's plenty efficient. I don't have that issue. I don't have a really totally dense beard, but it's pretty wiry. All right, I find no issue with it. Since it's been different versions, yes, they've made small changes. A stronger magnet in the head than the original. Very slick cream, for sure. My only downside on this, the cream, as you can see, it dissipates a little bit. So it's not a huge deal because you still have this slickness going. All right, but and this feels great as I'm doing my against the grain, getting that little 5%. All right, which when you rinse out your razor, it's like powder, you know? You guys know. So you can take longer strokes with this because of the pivoting head and all that. I'm just laying it flat and I don't have to deal with angles, all right? With this pivoting head, you know. That's why, you know, they're made. So you don't have to find angles. So if you're coming from a cart razor, disposable pivoting, it's a seamless transition. It really is. They made loading it so easy. It's pathetic, really. And I'm putting just enough pressure, guys, not overdoing it, just to engage that. I want to hear that little click going on. I don't know if it comes out in the video, but you guys know, ones that have it, you hear that little click. This is, I think they went to a spring on here for the pivot feature, as opposed to the first was a magnet. I think this has a lifetime warranty on it. So yeah, there were questions about that. I don't think it's gonna fail anytime soon. That's for darn sure, if ever. Some of you may disagree with me, and that is fine. as my platform here. I'm just sharing stuff with you guys. And that's the whole point of why I'm doing these videos. See that? It dissipated a little bit there. I've just done a refresh, and we'll do a nice buff. Yeah, so next time we'll do that single edge again, and I'll put a gem, I know it's a gem blade in there, and we'll see how it goes. And that's why I usually don't use the blades that come with it usually, because I want a blade that I know I'm familiar with and works for me. Sorry. So, down here, right underneath my chin, put more lather. Always a good idea, guys, especially for you newbies. All right, I'm gonna sweep underneath, because my hair, knowing my growth goes in different directions, like some of you guys know, in different areas on your face. So knowing these things, to get the best shave possible, that's what you need to do. Now, some of you guys buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, and there's a lot more wet shaving stuff, top quality stuff on Amazon. You know, the proof is one of them. Just remember, guys, when you're reading those reviews, a lot of these guys, they're not seasoned wet shavers, not to put them down, but in the negative comments, if you guys pay attention, a lot of the times you're saying to yourself, you know, what you're describing, what I'm reading, seems to be human error. They're not doing, especially with razors, right? A certain thing that you should be aware of. And, you know, it's like a guy using a shavette for the first time. Stuff that he bought on Amazon, starts reviewing it. Oh, I got cut, you know, but he thinks it's a DE, and he's putting it like he's coming in so hot. Of course you're going to get cut. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. So be aware. Some of you guys understand that. But it's important to always think of it in those terms. You could usually tell when guys know what they're talking about a lot of the times on an Amazon review when it comes to, you know, any niche product that you know about. And this is really smooth. This is the most sensitive part of my face. I can get under the nose real well. The toughest part for me is right down the hairs, right there. And lightly go over it. And yeah, wow. See, it's hard to cut yourself with this. You still have to pay attention. Yes, don't go nuts. Don't get cocky as heck. You know what I'm saying, guys? So yeah, this is just like the other proofs. You know, it's the Firefighter 9/11 edition. Excellent. All right, now we're just gonna pat ourselves dry. We'll go for there's. Oh yeah, great. Now I'm feeling a little bit of tingling, you know, and that's fine. Just says that, yeah, I got a pretty darn close shave. Doesn't mean I'm irritated, no. It takes a lot, guys, to irritate my face. So, all right, so we wet the head. And wow. Yeah, I'm making a mess here, but all right. Let's lather up the head here with our fine American blend. No, I'm just gonna work it in. And I love this because it splays nicely. It's the perfect, it's a perfect feel for me. You know, it has a little bit of backbone, but at the same time it splays. So it's a middle ground. You may seem like it doesn't, but the hairs are really soft. If this was a boar, yeah, it would be more scrubby, especially in the beginning. But check them out, Mistic brushes with an eye. Etsy. All right, here we go, guys. Doing the proof head shave. Let's see how it goes. We'll go first pass. We'll do two, and front to back. Don't press, just enough to engage it when you feel those hairs cutting. All right, nice and flat. No need to angle. A nice smooth. You can do long strokes. No need to press here, especially on your head. It's a lot more sensitive for me anyhow, for my head than on my face in most parts. So, all right, we'll rinse it out. And we'll go, be careful around the ear here, guys. So, you guys have different ways of getting around that. And I'm gonna come down. Yeah, those hairs in my are really thick on my neck and around my ear. All right. And I'm just gonna slide. When I hear it cutting, it feels nice. Okay, yeah. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse here. Oh. I'm gonna lather up again. What I'm gonna do first, like I normally do, I'm gonna do a cross grain in the back. All right, so if I missed any north-south, I'll get them east and west, and then south to north, right? Okay, here we go. All right. I'm overlapping. You guys are just starting to shave your head. yeah, you might need a mirror to begin with, but you know, after a while, it's all muscle memory, and by feel how the razor, if you feel it's cutting, you hear it cutting, you feel it cutting. All right. Nice. Okay. All right, so I'll relather the back. Relather. Do the front also. Why not? All right. Plenty of lather. No problem. South to north around the ear. And then I'll come up a little bit here because you know, hairs are really coarse around my sideburns especially. All right. I know a lot of you guys use the proof for your head. A lot use the leaf. Anything what you're used to, you know, you get good results. You know, that's all about it. It's about, are you getting the results that you want to get, you know? Yes, with any razor like this, you know, experience helps. You just keep working it, guys. You just keep working at it, you know, little by little. Don't get discouraged, you know. It's going up here. I hit the corner here because that's important. It feels really good, so I'm just gonna feel and finish. All right, don't be afraid to feel around like you do your face, whatever. And that's one hell of a shave right there. So, yeah, you can't argue with that. I can't. You know, I cannot. All right, let's rinse here. Oh wow. All right, let me wring out my towel. That's how much moisture I have on it. Okay. All right. Let's go to the towel here too. Dry off. Little Thayer's cucumber mist. How good is that after a shave? All right. We'll put that back. All right, guys, let's review. All right. It was sheer awesomeness. Yeah, next time with the Camphy, we'll try a gem blade that I know is definitely a gem blade and see how that does. So I'll try to do that next shave on camera because it deserves it. You know, I'm not bashing the razor. Razor looks great, but we'll see how much what the blade difference might be. All right, happens. I do that for a reason. I can always come back and circle around again. No big issue. All right, let's go with the gear. Look at this. American flag themed Mistic brush on Etsy. Fine American crepe. Excellent. My only downside, yeah, it'll dissipate a little bit, but its slickness and scent is excellent. So, yeah. So, and then yeah, the Proof Fire 911 Fireman's Edition, excellent with the a Proof half-DE blade in there. You can get those separately on their site, and they are like Persona Lab Blue blades. I guess they're AccuForge now, whatever. But they're already split in half for you. So all you gotta do is pop it in and you're so good to go. All right, guys. I'm gonna go to the cigar lounge later on, but you know what? Right before I get out, yeah, I'm with the American Blend. It's the CAD. For longest lasting scent in its price range and quality. You can't beat this. The American Italian barber, American barbershop, I think it is excellent also, a lower price point. But they're both excellent. You know, go according. If you like a Barbasol, YSL, Rive Gauche, you know, you just, it's hard to go wrong. Also, let me mention another alternative is, some of you guys may have heard it. It's the Dua brand. Okay. I get this on my feeds all the time. That's how I first learned about it. I bought bottles in the past and they're really good dupe scents. I think this is how many ounces? A 2-ounce spray bottle with the top on, wood top, about $39, but a Rive Gauche Eau de EDP parfum, excellent. So try this. Some of you guys haven't tried it. I think it's worth a try, definitely, and I love it too. So this mirrors the CAD, and goodbye, in my opinion. All right, nice bottle. It comes in a nice pouch. They give you a branded pull pouch, which is nice. All right, guys, I've taken up enough of your time. It's Saturday morning. Let's get going. And yeah, we will see you guys soon. Have a great one, guys. Bye.